Good evening, students. Welcome back to 7th Standard Social Online class. Students, hope you are all safe at home by God's grace. Today onwards, we are going to see the third term portion. Now, we are going to see a new lesson in history, a new religious ideas and movement. The topic is unit number 1, new religious ideas and movements. In this lesson, we are going to study the devotional movement of Alvas and Nayanmas, the Advaita philosophy of Adi Sankara, and Ramanuja Vasistha Advaita philosophy, and the Bhakti culture in North India and its prominent exponent, and Sufism in India, and the teachings of Kabir and Guru Nanak, and what was the effects of Bhakti movement. These are the headings we are going to see. Let me start the introduction. Medieval India saw an extraordinary production of devotional poetry which were not restricted to one particular religion but inspired by different religious movements. So during the medieval period, during the period of Vijayanagar and the Bahmani kingdom, that period we call medieval period. During that period, in India, so many Bhakti movement was started and they spread out Bhakti among the people. The exponent of these movements held the view that total devotions we call Bhakti to God, it could save man from the pitfalls of life and it earned him salvation. Salvation, moksha. Moksha means after the death, our soul should reach the God. This is we call salvation or moksha. It was also believed that one does not have to go to temple or no need to perform rituals, religious functions, ceremonies like that for God, because God is omnipresent. Omnipresent means He is everywhere. We have no need to temple only is a living place of the God. God is everywhere. This is we call omnipresent. And He resides inside every human beings. So God resides inside every human being. The Bhagavad Gita proposed that the path of Bhakti Marga, the path of Bhakti, is superior to two other religious approaches, namely the path of knowledge and the path of rituals and good works. That is jnana. Jnana means knowledge. Work, activities, karma. It providing inspiration to the exponents of Bhakti cult. How did the Bhakti movement started in India? The beginning. The Bhakti movement or the resurgence of devotional practices started in India in Tamil Nadu around 7th century AD. It included reciting the name of the god or goddesses, till the name repeatedly, the name of the god and goddesses, singing hymns, singing poems, songs in their praise, wearing, having religious marks on their forehead or carrying identity emblem, and undertaking pilgrimages, that is, visiting the holy places to worship, associated with the deity. Deity means small god. It emphasizes the mutual emotional attachment and love of a devotee towards a personal god and of the god for the devotee. This view was also practiced by Sufism. It is an Islam movement which appeared as a reaction against the worldliness of early Islam. The Sufis believed that realization of God can be achieved only through passionate devotion to God. We can achieve God only pure love to God. An intense meditation, a pakka meditation, we can reach God. Sufis were of the view that this type of meditation would enable the devotee to understand the real nature or true nature of God. So through meditation we can understand that the true nature of the God. We can realize God. They argued that doing so would liberate the devotee from all worldly bonds and help them become one with God. Worldly bonds, worldly life. So it realized a devotee or bhakta to free from all worldly life, the family life, and he became help to others and help them become one with the God. Several mystical religious movements in both Hinduism and Islam had no hesitation to freely include elements of different faith in their teaching. The main concept is in the earth there is only one God. So, though Hindus or Muslims call him by different names, the Hindus call him the God in a various name like Shiva or Lord Krishna. The Islam also called God as Allah, but God is only one. The Hindus and Muslims call God by different names. Stated, it was told by Haridasa. This is the real factor. Now we will see the devotional movement or Bhakti movement in Tamilagam. Alvas and Nayanmas. These are the two group of people. They lived in Tamilagam and they spread out the Bhakti movement among the people. Who were Nayanmas? They were the Saivite saint. The Alvas, they were the Vaishnavite saint. The Alvas, Vaishnavite Bhakti sages, saint, and the originators of the Bhakti cult. Who are the Vaishnavite? Those are worshipping Lord Vishnu. They were called as Vaishnavite. The Vaishnavite saints were called as Alvas. There were 12 Alvas. And the Nayanmas, they were the worshipper of Lord Shiva or the Saivite. They composed devotional song. Hymns means song in Tamil language. And that songs are dedicated to their respective gods like Shiva and Vishnu. Shiva Bhakti is associated with Shiva's manifestation on the earth. They manifest Shiva as a person on the earth. Shiva lived on the earth. Poems to Shiva and Vishnu, particularly to Krishna, were composed in Tamil and other South Indian languages like Kannada and Telugu. These poet saints criticized caste-based distinction, caste-based social status. On those days, the society were divided on the basis of the caste. The Brahmins occupied the topper position. The Sudras, they were in the lowest ladder. They suffer a lot. The low caste people were not allowed to enter into temple. This was the status of the society. So this group of people, they describes this social status. And advocated gender equality. Gender equality, they treated both male and female equally. This is we call gender equality in order to make it good to stand the onslaught of the Buddhism or Jainism. Vishnu Bhakti or worshipping Lord Vishnu. This is we call Vishnu Bhakti. This is we call Vaishnavism is based on Vishnu's avatar, incarnation, 10 avatar, particularly Krishna and Rama. The 12 Tamil Alvas, they were commonly called, known for their immortal hymns. Two Alvas stand out distinctly for their contribution to the promotion of Bhakti movement. Nammalvar, famous, lies in his 1102 stanza Thiruvaimozhi. And Nadamuni, he collected 4,000 poems of Nammalvar. Note this word, Nadamuni, he collected 4,000 poems of Nammalvar in the form of Divya Prabandham. It became known as Nalayira Divya Prabandham. Andal, the only female Alvar, note this one. And Periyalvar, who was early known as Vishnu's Chittar, note this one. Periyalvar, he was known as Vishnu Chittar, made lots of song on Krishna putting himself in the place of Mother Yasoda. Periyalvar is said to have found Andal as a baby in the Tulasi garden at Sri Vilibuttur temple and adopted her. So Periyalvar, he grew Andal as her adopted child. She grew up in the temple town of Srivilibuttur and became known as Andal. Andal means who ruled. Andal means she who ruled. Tirupavai, the path to Krishna, and Natya Tirumoli, the sacred songs of the lady, or her celebrated works. Andal wrote these books, Tirupavai and Natya Tirumoli. Her poems expressing her love for Ranganatha, the incarnation of Vishnu worshipped at a temple at Sri Rangam, are used in Vaishnava wedding ceremonies in Tamil Nadu. Students, see these pictures. This is 12 alvas, that is Vaishnavite saint. You see the 11 male alvas here and one is female, that is Andal. 3 Mudal alvas, Poigai Alvar, Bhudat Alvar and Pei Alvar. The other alvas were Tirumalisai Alvar, Periyalvar, Tondaradipudi Alvar, Tirumangai Alvar, Tirupan Alvar, Kulasegara Alvar, Nammalvar, Madurakavi Alvar and Andal. So these are the 12 alvas or Vaishnavite saint. Here you see that Saivite saint, total number is 63 Nayanmas are there. We can see this statue in the Shiva temple, many Shivalaya temple, we can see this Nayanma statue, total 63 number. There are 63 legendary Nayanmas, among them Jnana Sambandar, Appar and Sundarar, often called the trio, are worshipped as saints through their images in South Indian temples. The important Nayanmas, Appar, Sundarar, Jnana Sambandar. They were commonly called as trio. Nambi Andar Nambi, 1000 AD, is said to have compiled the songs of all the Nayanmas that form the basis of Tirumurai, the basic Tamil Saivite sacred canon. This is Tamil Saivite holy book, Tirumurai. Note this one. This was compiled by Nambi Andar Nambi in the year 1000 AD. It consists of 12 books and 11 of them were assembled by Nambi. The 12th book is assembled by Shekilar Periyapranam. See this one, this paragraph will come for 2 marks. Students, up to this we will conclude lesson. So today we have studied about the Bhakti movement and the 2 groups, Alvas and Nayanmas. There were 12 Alvas and 63 Nayanmas. Alvas, they were the worshipping Lord Vishnu. Nayanmas, they are worshipping Lord Shiva. And important Alvas we have studied. Which is called, what is the name of the female Alvar? Yes, Andal. The 3 important Nayanmas, Appar, Sundarar and Jnana Sambandar. The remaining portions will be seen in our next class. Today I will give short answers. You copy in your classwork note and study well. Thank you.